Tvam asihi idina. It is not that you didn't exist before. Atah param ime janatipaha. It is not that these janatipa, these kings, it is not that they didn't exist before. Atah param na bhavishyamaha idina. All these people, it is not that they are not going to be in the future. See this statement? When Bhagavan is making this statement, it is not that I didn't exist before, it is acceptable to us, He being the Lord. He existed before and He is going to exist after, in the future as well. But looking at Arjuna, when Bhagavan is making that it is not that you didn't exist before, it is not that you are not going to be in the future means what? You are going to be in the future, you existed before, you are existing now. And all these Janadivas, they existed before, they are existing now, they will ever exist in the future as well. That means what? I am timeless, you are timeless, all these kings are timeless. How can you make a statement like that? Because the whole world, the body, mind, sense complex, everything which is given to us is something which is within this time and space continuum. The whole world is within the time and space continuum. There is not a single thing which is outside the fold of time and space. So we are living in an order of reality which is within time and space. Now when Bhagavan is saying, I am timeless, that's a fair statement. When Bhagavan is saying, hey Arjuna, you are also timeless, then our question is, being within time, can you understand what is timelessness? Whatever is given to us in the form of the world, in the form of this body, mind, sense complex, everything enjoys an order of reality. This order of reality which is given to us, if it is within time, and we are also existing within time, that is our experience. So, how can you know timeless being within time? And this timelessness is also nature. It has to be understood. Otherwise, why should there be teaching? Teaching is always making someone see what you see. Bhagavan is seeing your nature is timeless. So, on the standpoint of the Lord, you are timeless. Not only you, Arjuna, all these kings were timeless. They were there, you were there, you are now, they are now, you will ever be. You are going to be there in the future, and all these kings are going to be in the future means what? Everyone is timeless. So, what is the tool employing which you can know yourself as timeless? Any tool is within time. So any cognitive tool is within time, employing which is it possible to know the nature of oneself as timeless, the nature of everything as timeless. That's why he said, Natu eva aham jadu na asam idina. It is not that I didn't exist before. Tum asihi, na tum asihi idina. It is not that you didn't exist before. It is ime janadipaha na asan idina. It is not that all these kings were not there before. Then he said, atah param, after na bhavishyamaha sarve vayam sarve bhavishyamaha idina. It is not that we are all not going to exist in the future means what? I am timeless, you are timeless, all these kings were timeless. Therefore Arjuna, you did not grieve over Bhishma and Drona because they are timeless and you are also equally timeless. So we have to look into the nature of time. What is time? We have this chronological time. The time we go by our clock so that you can reach in office in time. You can walk out of the office in time. After your official time you can walk out. So all our transactions are depending upon the calendar time. We go by the clock. You get up at 5 o'clock. You go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Go reach office at 10 o'clock or whatnot. So all our transactions, everyday business is conducted by chronological time, the clock time, which we have created. The whole calendar system, different systems of calendar are based upon the sunrise and sunset, the movement of the earth and so on and so forth. But the time which is outside by the clock is not the time which is experienced by you. The time span which shows 1 hour in the clock, is that our 1 hour in the clock, is that time span is equally experienced by all of us inside? So there is something called psychological time. That's why at the experiential perspective, psychologically speaking, time is sorrow. Timelessness is happiness. Time is sorrow when you look at time at the standpoint of our experience. If your mind is absorbed in something which you are in love with, the time you experience there is entirely different from someone next to you experiencing that span of time, or that span of time. So the 1 hour experienced by you when you are absorbed in something is entirely different from that 1 hour by the clock experienced by someone who is next to you. So there is variation in the experience of our psychological time. When there is no time experience, what happens? There is absolute happiness. Is it not true? In sleep there is happiness. That happiness doesn't have a gradation. There is absolute experience of timelessness. Even the one who is experiencing is also in abeyance. But in the waking state, whenever there is the resolution of I sense, when you relate with something, when all your notions about yourself, when the moment it gets suspended, you are happy. The absorption in an object means what? All your notions, self-judgments about yourself get suspended at that point of time. And there is no sense of division between the I, subject, and the object. Whenever there is difference between the subject and object, because we are analyzing the experience which is happening in the waking state. In the waking state, I am the subject and the world becomes the object. In that unit of transaction, in a given unit of transaction, if there is no sense of division, that sense of division happens in your intellect, then there is absorption. There is total absorption. You are absorbed into something. When you are absorbed into something, there is less and less psychological time. The time experience inside you, the inner time, it becomes shortened, it becomes less and less.